So I want to talk to you about the role that sodium and potassium play in managing your blood pressure levels. So we know it's Heart Health Month, and we've been sharing a lot of really good content through the month to help teach you about cardiovascular health, blood pressure, cholesterol levels, and the importance of leading a healthy lifestyle. But the sodium-potassium connection is probably one that people aren't necessarily aware of, and it's such an easy one to modify in your day-to-day diet and lifestyle that it's important that we talk about it. So sodium can lead to high blood pressure because sodium holds or retains excess water. And when you have excess water in your body, it increases your blood volume, it increases your blood pressure. Sodium and potassium work really close in offsetting each other. So potassium can offset the amount of sodium that you have in your body. So if you are eating a diet that's very high in processed foods, very high in foods that, or very high in sodium content of foods, potassium can work to mitigate that effect by getting rid of some of the sodium in your body. So potassium-rich foods, things like bananas, avocado, spinach, no salt seasoning, which is really high in potassium, or even potassium supplements under the advisement of your doctor or naturopath, can really help to bring down your blood pressure because it's offsetting the sodium. So potassium has the ability to relax blood vessel walls and bring down your blood pressure. So working towards limiting your sodium, I think 1,000 milligrams a day for sodium is high. People ask me what the recommended value is for sodium, and it's, I think, 2,400 milligrams a day, which is crazy high. 500 to 1,000 milligrams, I think, is a value that we should be limiting your sodium to. And what you'll start to notice is processed foods, frozen foods, artificial foods have a ton of sodium because it has to be preserved. And real foods, fresh fruits, veggies, fruit, proteins, nuts, good fats, that doesn't have a lot of sodium. So if you're eating a diet full of fresh live food, your sodium content is really limited. It's when you get into the packaged, frozen, processed food where you have a lot of sodium. So 500 milligrams, I challenge you to look at your labels and see how much sodium you're actually eating. Things like cheese, cottage cheese, dairy products, tomato sauce from a jar, olives, pickles. It's crazy how high the sodium content adds up, and you probably don't even realize it. Sodium isn't bad for someone who doesn't struggle with high blood pressure. It can actually be quite helpful for someone who has low blood pressure, but it's just the amount and the accumulation of sodium that you're having over time can lead to high blood pressure, especially if you're not offsetting it with potassium. So I hope that makes a little bit of sense as to how they work together, and just focus on more potassium, less sodium, and drinking a lot of water to help flush out any excess sodium. A lot of blood pressure medications are diuretics. Hydrochlorothiazide is a very common diuretic prescribed to people with high blood pressure, and the mechanism of action is just that you're peeing more. It increases your urination to flush out some of that sodium. So if you start drinking 2-3 liters of water a day, you can have that same diuretic effect where you flush out your sodium, therefore bringing down your blood pressure. So there's some tips. Hope it helps with your heart cardiovascular health.